Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am having my coffee this morning. I haven't talked about it recently, but I need to go put some cinnamon in my coffee. I haven't done it recently, but I think it's high time we get some cinnamon in this coffee. I may do that in my next cup. Okay, before I start, I wanted to give you this thought, and it's totally true. This is really what XRP's been about all along. And having seen all that we saw yesterday, which as I told you, I didn't want to support that whole pump and dump thing, and that's bad news, I think. And so, anyway, but this is the tweet I tweeted out this morning, and it's so true. Because I think that this is the core of what, not all, but a large percentage of people, even that are in the XRP community, still don't know, and that is what they own. They still think that they own something that they don't think it's a stock, but they think it's something similar to a stock, and it's not. Utility is the differentiating factor. It's what differentiates XRP from Bitcoin and a lot of these things. It's going to have real utility. And this is what I said. Pump and dumps will have very little effect on the XRP price when utility is in full motion. This is when people will finally know what they own, if they are lucky enough to own it. Hashtag zero doubt. And that's so true. I don't think most people, even in the XRP community, know what they own. I really don't. And I don't think many of them even realize that they don't know what they own. Okay. Now, I wanted to give Sir Gordon Gecko some credit this morning. He posted this. This is from an interview by this guy with this guy, and I don't know either of the guys. I just thought that anytime I see something where somebody brings up out of nowhere Ripple or XRP that I think's interesting and where they seem to be talking with some knowledge, I get zeroed in and I focus on it. So Gordon Gecko posted this, and I went to the actual video. I'm going to play you from let's see what I've got here. Yeah, President-elect George Vajdelik, he sent me the actual full-length video, and there's a longer piece that includes Gordon Gecko's piece that I wanted to play for you. Listen up. You might find this fascinating.
Both the legitimate shorts and the naked shorts. It gets even more complicated. I think we've had some bad mouthing at the highest official level of XRP Ripple. I think Ripple is going to be associated with the silver price. I think the official bad mouthing of XRP was so that the plebeians would get rid of their shares, their coins for Ripple, XRP, get rid of them so that the elite could buy them. Oh, pardon me, I'm going to sneeze.
While you do that, I brought up some articles here. Yes, I've had a few interviews in the last month talking about just that we had a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt put out in the market, and perhaps this was a play to crash the price down so that it would shake out all the weak hands. And now we're seeing XRP make a move here as of yesterday. So that is a story unfolding for sure.
Here's my theory, though. Eventually, you're going to get a critical mass of elite holding XRP, or you're going to get the majority of the planned ownership by the elite, which might not be the critical mass. It could be that the elite will say, "Well, we want to own 20%. We don't care about the rest because we got a lot of gold. Our exposure is going to be 20% of XRP." That could be. I don't know. I'm making it up. They might not say, well, we're going to own bloody well all of it, and we're not going to give more than 10% to the plebeian public, the dirty, unwashed, swarthy public. I am swarthy. I got a hairy chest. I am very swarthy. Okay, now, if the elites have bought as much as they plan for XRP, they might say, time to give the green light to silver And J.P. Morgan is the only one on Wall Street that's
That's the same J.P. Morgan where Ripple just added to their board of directors Sandy, I can't remember if it's O'Connell or O'Connor. It's one of those.
silver. We need to get the rest of Wall Street pro-silver, load up with the hedge funds, and you're not going to get damage to the Wall Street hedge funds from Robinhood and Reddit attacks on silver. It's going to be, there are allies now, and they won't get summoned and fined and called down by the SEC. This is not simple. So you got two opposing forces, the Wall Street hedge funds and the non-Wall Street, just think of them as the nationwide hedge funds.
Right.
And then you've got the Wall Street banks that are pro-silver and the ones who are short silver. And I'll tell you what happened.
Now, he's about to relate to you. He's not at this point. He's not talking about Ripple and XRP, but he's tying what he just said in with the financial crisis and what goes on Wall Street. This is very interesting right here.
When you got one Wall Street bank that's not with the crowd, Bear Stearns in 2005 was pro-gold and short the dollar, and they got destroyed. That's what happens when you're the lone wolf in Wall Street. You run with the pack or you get killed by the pack.
Yeah.
And they got lots of weapons to do that.
Sacrificed, yeah.
And here's another little one. When it comes to mortgage bonds and mortgage-related instruments, I'm talking back in 07 now, which Wall Street bank, okay, I got to do a preface. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan had a bigger mortgage bond exposure than Lehman Brothers did. But what Wall Street bank had its biggest majority focused in the mortgage and bond industry? It was Lehman Brothers. They were called the bond factory. You want to have a bond issuance, you go to a Wall Street bank, but if you want the king, you go to Lehman Brothers, and they were hated for that. So they were killed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You run with the pack in Wall Street or you get killed by the pack. This is
See, now that's so true, and that's why in my prior videos or yesterday I was actually telling you nothing happens without Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan. My father, the official father of the digital asset investor, has told me that 1,000 times. But the other point I want to make from what he just said is, from the inception of this channel, I have told you that digital assets, and specifically Ripple and XRP, has everything to do, I'll say it again, everything to do with the financial crisis. And while I'm thinking about that, I just thought about something, and I'll prove my point here. Let me go back to this tweet that I tweeted. Somebody, I noticed they replied here. This is Brianna Madigan. I've shown this before on this channel. She's with Ripple. Where did she come from? Goldman Sachs. And listen to what she says. She is literally, she doesn't say the financial crisis, but when she refers to how XRP can help with systemic risk, make no mistake, that's a reference back to the financial crisis.
The ability for a market to recover from a significant systemic event. So if there was some sort of a market shock, the ability for order books to get back to normality and tighten back to similar prices to where they were prior to that event relatively quickly. Make
no mistake, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they're all in this thing. Nothing happens without them. This is from CoinDesk. Coinbase has reportedly tapped NASDAQ for its planned debut in the U.S. public market. So Coinbase will be listed on the NASDAQ. And yours truly will be buying Coinbase stock. I wish I would be able to figure out how to buy it before it hits, but I haven't yet. Okay. J.C. Collins had put this out. XRP faces more exchange suspensions following the pump and dump activity. Now, this is interesting because the article says this, And then they're right. They gave two examples of tweets. The first one was this: following recent events surrounding Ripple, XRP, as well as delisting of the assets across our multiple liquidity providers, the following trading pairs will be removed Wednesday. But they also included in the article this, which contradicts the article itself unless this translation is not right. These guys say we have resumed the sale of XRP, which had been suspended. We apologize for any inconvenience this time. We look forward to your continued support. So I don't know if there's some kind of translation issue there, or the article got it backwards on one of those tweets. Okay, James Rule brought this to my attention. Congrats, billionaires. We're right behind you. I hope we are. This is from Forbes. Meet the 11 billionaires cashing in on Bitcoin's wild rise. And here is the write-up on Chris Larsen. I know he can't like this stuff, but I talk about Ripple and XRP on here, and so I have to cover it. Serial entrepreneur Larsen, 60, co-founded online lender eLoan in 1997, and 8 years later, peer-to-peer lender Prosper. This third bet has been the most valuable and controversial. He co-founded Ripple with Jed McCaleb in 2012 to facilitate international payments for banks through blockchain technology and a token called XRP. In January 2018, the cryptocurrency bubble briefly pushed his fortune over $17 billion. However, XRP crashed with the rest of the market when the bubble burst later that year. Larsen was named a defendant in December 2020 lawsuit brought by the SEC alleging that Ripple sold XRP to the public in an unregistered securities offering. The SEC is completely wrong on the facts and law, Ripple said in a statement. And then finally, Michael Saylor has bought more Bitcoin. He announced this. He says MicroStrategy has purchased approximately 295 Bitcoins for $10 million in cash at an average price of $33,808 per Bitcoin. We now hold 71,079 Bitcoins acquired for $1.145 billion at average price of $16,109 per Bitcoin. When I read that, folks, I'm reminded of what the guy, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank said. He said, grown men will weep, and he predicts that Bitcoin will be taken down by regulators somehow. I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying that he predicted it, and he said that grown men will weep. And I can promise you that if there's any of those men that, if that does happen, and there's grown men weeping, Michael Saylor will be one of the lead weepers. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that if Kevin O'Leary is right, Michael Saylor will be a weeping grown man. I can promise you that. Thanks for listening.